Hey friends, and welcome to the Dance Principles United podcast. I am so excited to be joined by Chantelle and Samson from Lil Groovers. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, we are so good. We are so excited to be here. Thanks so much for having us.
I'm so pumped to be talking all things preschool with you guys. We're going to do a special couple of part series with some amazing preschool tips and tricks. But I have to start by asking you a big question that I want to know the answer to. Is that all right?
Oh,
I know, it's a bit like that because I've never actually asked you. So, at the start of this episode, I read out your bios. Samson, you're in Justice Crew. You're one of the most, well-known break dancers in Australia. Chantelle's been an in-demand dancer, dancing with like every single Australian pop star, and then like international stars like Ricky Martin and Jerry Halliwell and Kylie Minogue. So most people in your position go into choreographing, working with high-end dancers, working with elite dancers. Why preschool?
Oh, good question. We actually, if we're going to be super honest here, when we first started our studio, so actually Samson always wanted to start a studio, even before Justice Crew. Like that was his number one thing. Like he really, that was your goal, right? Like your dream.
That's what I wanted to do, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
But then we obviously, started dancing and we were doing that professional thing. And so I guess when the time came, then we started our studio and we could make it work. But initially we were like, ooh, preschool, no way. I'm not even kidding. But do you know what I think it was? I think it's because we didn't really know what we were doing with preschool at the time.
Yeah.
It was such a foreign thing to us. But then we really nutted it out. We got our structure right. We really delved into educating ourselves on preschoolers, and it changed our life. That's not even an exaggeration. Honestly, changed our whole studio. What do you say?
Yeah, I think because from a preschool, only in a dance studio, from a preschool, and that they stay from preschool up to the senior age.
Yeah.
They've got your values, they've got everything that's about your studio. So that could be one of the reasons why.
Yeah, and I think when you have them at such a young age, you can really teach them the fundamentals or how you kind of want to form them as dancers, if that makes sense. But we're really big on creating the whole child as well. So not just dance steps, really helping them be little leaders in the classroom. And then we got really obsessed with school readiness and getting them ready for big school. And then we had our own child. So that just really amplified. Yeah. We were like, how you are when you're like a new parent and you're just reading all the things. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that is so cool. And I love that you talked about the education side of it too, right? Because I know you guys are so big on education. And obviously it's been trial and error. You've had this incredible studio that does so well. But now creating this Lil Groovers program is all through that trial and error and what you've found works in the classroom, I guess.
100%. We didn't just create the program and boom, it was we knew straight away. There was so much trial and error. We had so many different ways of doing things, and then it wasn't until we really after each class we'd sit down, we'd piece it together, we'd say, no, that didn't work, this worked. So it was a constant refinement all the time. But we were honestly so obsessed.
It's so amazing because it's an incredible program. So, you guys have obviously put in, years and years of training into creating this. But, today I wanted to chat about preschool concerts, right? Because we're going to start at the end because it's that time of the year that everybody concerts is on everyone's mind. So we're going to start at the end. I know you guys put so much magic into your concerts as preschoolers. I've seen what you do at Base 181. You do some incredible things. So I was hoping to chat concerts. Does that work?
Yeah, let's do that. That is so fun.
Absolutely. So I don't know about you guys, but I so believe that that incredible preschool concerts begin with a preparation, right? It's not just like on the day and like, hey, I've got it all together today. It's like the preparation that starts so much before, you even started talking about concert, that it starts in class months and months and months before that. Tell me about what you guys do at your studio. How do you prep the kids? Like, do you really focus on the preparation?
Oh my God, do we ever? Me and my spreadsheets, color coordinating everything.
Yeah.
There's so much. I think you have to be so on top of it with preschoolers. First of all, because their parents are just like, they've just got so much on, and it's probably one of their first introductions into maybe doing a concert. So they're not sure what to expect. So you really need to nurture that. But in terms of the preschooler in the classroom, we work a lot on, for instance, like them running on stage. That's a big one. And we will start doing that for, I would say, like the first week of term 4, straight away running on and running off, just getting them used to that.
Absolutely.
We might have a different method to some other studios where we don't position them in like certain lines. We just put our markers on the floor.
Placemats or markers, yeah.
Yeah, and we educate them on running to the placemat. And if someone's on the placemat, to go to another one. I think it's too much pressure and stress for a 3-year-old to know what their position is.
That's clever.
Yeah, so we do it that way. And we always usually just have a straight line so that every preschooler is seen. Obviously, if you've got 20 on stage, then placing the markers so that everyone can be seen. But we will leave those markers on the stage for the entirety of
for the show.
And how we do it is we have like just a preschool dedicated show, and we'll always slot in some of our kindy kids so that the preschool parents can be like, oh, that's what they're stepping into, especially. Yeah. So that really works well in terms of
absolutely. And like that preparation is so key. So, practicing the running on lines. I know you guys like really work on, I know that one of your taglines is conquering your shyness. And is it embracing your flyness or something like that? It's very cool. Is that what it is?
Believing your flyness and conquer your shyness.
I love it so much. So how do you do that in class when you've got kids? At this time of the year, so many studio owners have the parents coming to them going, I don't think my child's going to go on stage. They're going to be so nervous. It's going to be too much. How do you focus on that in the classroom before you even get to concert?
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to answer that one?
Yeah, I think as Shan was saying, as we run the routines, we just make sure that we keep drilling them and just making sure each kid understands what they're doing. Because sometimes it's kind of like there's moves there, but it's like as long as the assistants and the teachers are there to support them in a way that they feel comfortable enough to be able to just perform in their own space. When they're confident enough to do it in their own space, then maybe in the last 4 weeks or so, we'll bring in a bit of an audience in. Say the parents will come in, or maybe some of the older kids or some of our assistant teachers will come in, and just so the kids understand that, there's actual people watching us perform. So that kind of gives them a bit of an. So we want to just keep drilling that into them. And then a big thing we do in our classes is we always do like a circle, and this is where for them to find their confidence to dance in front of everyone. And the way we do that is that we'll probably get the first 3 who are always confident enough to dance up in front of everyone. They'll go first, so then the rest of the crowd the rest of the class can follow them. So that's a big one. Yeah, that's a big one for them to conquer the shyness.
Cute. So getting them in the circle, like freestyling and stuff like that, and just, being brave and dancing in front of people. Is that what that is?
That's a big one for us. Yeah, making sure that they didn't just come into the circle and just do like whatever we've taught throughout the class or any step from the routine. And that would just that's helped us a lot, where they'll break their shyness. So.
And I always explain to the parents when they're doing that, or whoever's on our admin, being just breaking it down for them and just making it known that that's a really big step for them to get into the circle. And I just put it in their kind of, I guess, language. And I was like, if I got us to go in a circle right now, who would get in the circle right now and actually, yeah, no, because sometimes I think as parents, we think kids should have more confidence than us, or like they should just be able to do things and they should just be able to go into the middle and break out. But when I say, would you do that? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, how are you going to expect a 3 or 4-year-old to do that? Like, come on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But
that's a really good point. And I think it's about educating the parents on that, right? And reminding them about it.
100%. But I was going to say another thing we recently did in terms of building the confidence was we created a book. And that book spoke about like a little monster who was really nervous to go on stage, and then she found her dance crew. And that was just another way to help the parents connect with their kids at home as well, so that they're constantly having the message. They can read it before bed or whenever. And that really just helps it take it out of the studio, but for parents and the preschooler to connect on a different level with dance, because our classes are 30 minutes and we've only got a quick 30 minutes with them. So, there's only so much they can retain in that time. Just to have that to kind of boost their self-esteem a little more.
Absolutely. That's the Maya the Monster book, right? I know that's part of the Lil Groovers syllabus, and you gifted it recently to Studio Growth Club members. Such a cute book about, that the parents can take home and read about, overcoming that fear and getting up on stage. It's such a cute idea.
Yeah. And I think it's also just contributing to that school readiness, and we say how much it's teaching them, to learn to read and things like that. So I think the program's a holistic program as well that really helps them in the studio and out of the studio. Another thing I've just thought of
as I'm thinking,
as this is going on, our teachers do practice videos, so they will like create a video of the routine and really hype it up. And then they will send it on our studio app and make sure that each kid gets it. Because I find that preschoolers love dancing at home, and they're the ones that actually practice. Because the parents like, are they ready? So they'll make them like watch it all the time. They'll send us like snapshots of videos being like, look, so-and-so's practicing. So it also helps for great social media content as well.
So cute. And it's so true, right? Because all kids just love dancing in front of the TV. My 5-year-old just wants to dance in front of the TV nonstop when a song comes on. So if they can be doing, if you can be sending videos home for them to do it, it's such a like absolute key, right?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. All right. So that's, the prep before the concert. Big question that a lot of studio owners ask, and it'd be interesting to know your takes on it. Rehearsal, no rehearsal. What do you do for preschoolers?
Do you mean like a full kind of dress rehearsal?
Yeah, full kind of dress rehearsal. Is it your thing or not so much?
Absolutely not.
Mine either. I'm not into stage rehearsals either, for the whole reason, whether it's a stage rehearsal or dress rehearsal, whatever you want to call it, any sort of rehearsal in the theatre or the venue that you're doing your concert in, because preschoolers are going to do what they're going to do on that day sometimes. Like, I don't know sometimes it's just whether it's worth the hassle that for the parents, the extra stress, all of that. I'm just never sold on it, but other people have different ideas. So I was interested to know your thoughts.
Yeah, no, we don't do that. We've never done that. I think for us, we do a lot of education, say like around waiting backstage, and that the lights are going to go dark, and that's totally normal. That's just before we're going to go on stage. So things like that. But I just think keeping them there or an extra day is just too much for them. Also too much for their parents to commit to at our studio anyway.
Absolutely. At most studios at that time, at Christmas time, it's crazy, right?
Yeah. We just want to make it as enjoyable as possible and just give them so much love on that concert day. So, no from us.
Absolutely. That's a no from you. So let's talk about the actual day and what happens. So how does it start for your preschoolers? Like, you know, they get to the venue, and how does the whole event, how does the whole concert day start? And what do you do to kind of like infuse that magic in it?
Okay. Oh, how many things we're going to get? All right. Well, we always start with our check-in process. And so when the parent comes, well, first of all, we send them a video of what the layout's going to look like, so the parents know exactly what to expect. And they also
do like a walkthrough, right?
Yeah, like a walkthrough of like, this is what's going to happen. Like literally, me and Samson and our team turn into actors. We kind of take the piss a little bit. Allowed to say that. We just so the parents, you know, understand what's going on.
Absolutely.
So we'll color coordinate each of the preschool groups, and they will each have like a head kind of teacher, but that teacher will be dressed up in something super cool. So this year we did superheroes, and our year, yeah, super cute. They loved it. They were so starstruck.
Yeah, they were.
That's so gorgeous.
But it will always match our kind of theme. So we'll have two of the main kind of preschool teachers greeting the kids so that they always have a familiar face. And then they'll get their wristband, and then we have walkers who will walk them into like a backstage room. We usually always let one parent go with them so that they're not like bound to cry or anything like that. But they feel comfortable just with that one parent, and also more for the parent for them to feel super comfy.
Yeah, sometimes it's more about the parent, right?
It's always just about the parent. So they'll go into this kind of weight room, and that weight room will have things like coloring in, all fun kid stuff. We're going to play a movie this year, so that, you know, when they go in there, they're like, wow, this is awesome. And then they're probably in there for max.
Well, before this, it's max 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
They arrive 30 minutes before they perform. So it's pretty much, they're just going check-in. They're going straight to the room. They'll do a bit of coloring in, and then they're on stage.
Yeah, awesome. So 30 minutes before the show starts, or 30 minutes before like they actually start, like their actual performance time, or it's only such a short show that it doesn't matter?
Yeah, we just do short and snappy shows.
Absolutely.
So we usually have maybe like 35 to 40-minute show max. So the parents are just in and out. But 30 minutes before the actual show will start.
Yeah, cool. So they're still not there for very long by the time you sort of get them settled and started. Yeah,
and we always separate them. If we do have older kids, which we've had in previous years, this year we're not, but we'll always separate them from the older kids. So any that's just too hectic for them, we'll make sure they're separate from them, and that they won't even really see the big kids, because that will overwhelm them straight away.
Yeah, absolutely.
New environment. They're going to feel a little bit like, whoa, this is a lot. And we always have what we call courage dust. And anyone who's feeling nervous, they will get a sprinkle of courage dust on their head, which makes all their nerves go away.
Oh, that's so cute. Is it like just glitter or something? Is that what courage dust is?
It's just glitter.
But it's a matter of like giving it a special name, right? It's like with so many things, it's just making the big deal about it, you know, empowering your team by teaching them to use courage dust, and like sharing that with everyone. I love the idea of courage dust. It's so cute.
And the team know that they got to make a big story about the courage dust. If it's a girl, it's a magical unicorn that's created it. And if it's a boy, it's a superhero, or either or, whatever. But you just got to talk that kid's language. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
In terms of that. And then they will go backstage. They'll go straight away on stage. We do our finale. We do a red carpet. And then we hit the party room.
Amazing. So before we talk about the party room, let's talk about the stage pit, because it's the important bit for us. But for the kids, it's not always such the important bit. For kids, it's the whole thing, right? And I think sometimes studio owners forget that it's, It's actually the whole day or the whole time that they're there or whatever that is, that has to be memorable, not just the 2 minutes that they're on stage. And the whole thing is what we remember. It's the backstage moment. And like even as adults, I don't remember performing so much, but I remember being in the wings. I remember being in the back, in the dressing rooms, hanging out with my friends. Like that's what I remember from concerts, right? It's all of that, which is the same with preschoolers. So when they actually hit the stage, what do you guys do? Do you guys, some studios have, assistant teachers dance on stage with them. Some have people standing in the wings. Some have them down on the floor. What do you guys find has worked with your preschoolers?
Yeah, so we have assistants on stage, but what we do is that we put them on the ends of we put all the kids, because we place the mats down, we place them in the middle. So then we've got the 2 assistants on the sides. So we with the lighting as well, is that we can lighten up the little kids instead of seeing the assistants.
Oh, I love that as well, because it's not about them, right? You don't want the focus to be on them. That's
it. Yeah. So when they see so the lights are just on the kids, and then the assistants are just helping. Well, we have to do that all in rehearsal, but they're just on the sides, just assisting the kids. So with our show, it goes from one, like we have a 1 track, and with our ones that we've rehearsed with the kids, that they run off, so the next one comes on straight away, and it's all mixed into one whole track. So the kids know.
That's interesting. I haven't heard of that being done before with little ones.
It makes it, because we got a lot of feedback. This was actually from our very first concert. Was that I think it ran for about 2 hours. Was it?
Yeah, maybe like an hour and a half.
It ran for about an hour and a half, and a lot of the like the grandparents were saying, "Oh, that was pretty long."
Yeah.
So we're like, "Oh, okay, let's split up the groups," and then we found out that the way we've been doing it with the 1 track, and the mixing it in all in one, works well for us.
So there's kind of like music kind of going between, like some sort of a mix where it's like it's like
transitions,
old school, like I want to call it a tag, because I'm old and I used to have a tag on and off stage. Samson's like, I've never heard of that word, but there was definitely a happy feet moment.
I had those.
Yes. I used to do like the section of it and then a bow and then off stage for the tag. But yeah, like a transition piece of music, right?
Yeah.
But I
love that.
The assistants too, really important, depending how you want your show. But if like a child's just standing there, that they don't feel confined to just staying on the side, to go up to the child and move them, or like last year we had a kid who literally did like the whole start of the routine facing the wrong way, and Samson had to go on stage and the right way, and he was like, "What are you doing?" He was saying to Samson, "What are you doing?"
I'm like trying to turn him around, and he's like, "What are you doing?" "I'm doing the routine." And I'm like,
the audience.
And then it was about 30 seconds. And then once he turned around, the audience was like, "Yeah!"
Like
he got it, yeah.
That's so cute.
Anything can happen on stage.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know if I've shared this on the podcast, that we do it a lot differently to most people at our studio, or my studio that I had was with our preschool concerts. We actually don't dance on stage with them. We have a teacher that's like sitting in the front row, so that basically the kids can just see their head, or like bobbing down and kind of doing the actions. However, I always have 2 teachers standing on the wings on either side, ready to go on, like you said, and they know that you do whatever you need to do to make that kid have the best experience, whether that's going on and doing the dance next to them, sitting on their knees, doing the routine, whether it's just holding hands with them and waving, like whatever that is, we actually go through that and we like talk out scenarios, even so much as I play, in the staff training before concerts, I've played like snippets of other teachers that have handled things in the past from like past concerts and gone, "Hey, I really love this. This one, not so much. I didn't love that I think you picked her up too early. That was too early. You should have let her have a bit more of a go, like whatever that is, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's like training your staff, especially if you've got young staff, because so many young teachers like go to pick up the kids too early, I find. Like the younger kids, they want to pick them. There's something about picking kids up. And I'm always like, no, like let them try and do it by themselves before you go to that. That's like absolute last case scenario. Yeah. But I think you better to try and have a go first.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that you guys do that. It's so, so cute. So, you mentioned before you did a finale for preschoolers as well. Is that what you said before red carpet?
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you do? What sort of finale do you do?
Well, we actually just started this last year, but it was a bit of a game changer. So you can explain. I feel like I'm talking so much.
So it's pretty much like we teach the finale throughout all the preschoolers in the classes, and then at the end, what was it, like a Christmas?
Yeah, we usually do like a Christmas
kind of dance.
Yeah, cute.
And then they just come back on stage, and it's like it feels like a whole unit. So there's so many of them, because usually they're only used to who's in their class, and then they get to see all these other preschoolers all on stage, and they go extra hard on stage.
Yeah, and I think because we thought, we wanted our preschoolers to have like 2 opportunities on stage, because parents come.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
If
and
they're
so
only on
we
for 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, spotlight them a little bit more. But it worked so well for us last year, so we've kind of started a new tradition.
I think it works well because once we finish the finale, then we can just split the kids in a half, so then we can go straight into the medals and stuff. So they're already on stage, ready to go.
Amazing. So with the finale, do you just have them all come on together? Do you have them come on to bow or anything like that? Or it's all just like, hey, let's all just hit the stage and just go for it? How do you kind of like actually position that onto the stage?
So after they run off, they will kind of like snake back around to the entry side. And then we just kind of enter them that way. And then it's just kind of like they just
like
stand
each class gets a line as they run on, but it kind of gets messed up a little bit as well, probably.
Yeah, it's not really like super structured, but we'll have all the assistants kind of going around. Like our team is usually on stage for the finale, just kind of like helping kids out, making sure they can be seen. Yeah, partying along with them, like doing the routine. So that's more kind of like their loose, fun finale vibes.
But I think what makes a big one on it is always having someone on the mic, so they're hyping the crowd up as well.
Nice.
So as the preschoolers are dancing, we still want the audience to feel like they're a part of it as well. So we'll get the audience up cheering. They pretty much know the moves as well. So you'll probably see them.
I love that, and really creating like that fun atmosphere. So someone's on the mic going, "Hey, get up! Let's clap. Let's give them a big round of applause." Like that kind of style stuff. Is that what we're talking?
The hype man. Yeah.
Super cute. Are you the hype man, Samson?
Yeah. I'm on stage doing the routine. Come on, everyone. No.
You got to do what you got to do at concerts, right?
I actually love it. I really love it.
Yeah, so much. That's so good. And then you do red carpet as well, which is something we've kind of taught in Tribe and in Studio Growth Club and stuff like that. But you have every kid like gets their moment on the red carpet to get their medal. Is that how you guys do it?
Yeah, definitely. So we usually send them out in pairs, just so it goes a little bit faster.
But this is also in their classes as well. We
practice in their classes.
So
awesome.
As the structure in the class, we practice our red carpet walk.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. And we also always have we'll have a walker who will start at the beginning of the red carpet and walk them down. And then kind of that's their job, really, just walking the kids down and posing them, because we find that our kids need a little bit more help kind of getting down there, because we have quite a few young ones. But yeah, they all get their medal. Anyone who's moving to our kindy program will get what do you call the hat? The graduation hat?
The graduation hat, super cute. And they walk down with that on as well.
Yeah, and it will have like next stop is Kindy Movers, which is like our next.
Cute.
Yeah, just planting the seeds for mum and dad there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so we kind of leave the kindy kids till last to be able to pop them on. But each kid gets their own moment, and definitely have a photographer at the end of that red carpet snapping every single kid.
So cute, so cute. So you touched on before the party room. What is the party room? Tell me about the party room. That's at the end of the show, right?
The party room is my favorite time. It's just a place where it's like a setup. This year is
glow in the dark.
Yes. So we got like where we'll have like a dance floor that's got a bit of a LED lights on it, and it's just more for the kids to like feel like they graduated, they've been dancing all year, and it's just for them to like celebrate with everyone a part of the studio. We'll have all our assistant teachers to be involved. We have like for them to have like a photo shoot in there. Do some face painting, glow in the dark, put some glow in the dark tattoos on.
But everything is branded in our studio, so we don't just like, it's obviously for the kids to have lots of fun. But we want, our families to be Instagramming it and posting us and our brand as well. So it's a win-win for everyone.
Amazing. So it's kind of like an after party, right? It's like a disco roomy kind of after party after the show. Is that right?
Yeah.
Big after party.
And now it's getting so big that the kids, I mean, not so much our preschoolers, but our older ones, they submit their requests for what they want in the party room now. And I'm like, okay.
That's so cute. So you move the kids after they've done red carpet and stuff, you move them to this after party room thing. And then are the parents invited into that as well, or how does that work?
Yeah, so usually we say 1 or 2 parents can come in, depending like how big the show is. And because obviously we want the parents to be involved, taking pictures, and just like jamming out with their kids as well. So yeah, absolutely, we'll have the kids in there. If we can fit grandma and grandpa too, they can come in. Just depends on capacity for us. And then after that, we will check them out and we'll give them a little goodie bag with all our VIP information in it, with their class recommendations.
For re-enrollments when you say goodbye. Super clever. Super clever. So the party room, like how long does that kind of go for? Is it like a set period of time? Like if you've got another show or anything like that, how does that work?
Yeah, we usually do 30 to 40 minutes.
Awesome.
Yeah, we do, because the changeover takes a little bit of time, but we usually just dedicate one staff member on that. They're on the timer, and that's their job to kind of filter everyone out, get their goodie bags, and then reset for the next show.
That's so awesome, because I know we hear from so many studio owners that the pickup after concert, is hard, it's stressful. And for me, like, you don't want it to leave a bad taste in the mouth of these parents, all the kids, right? Like, I've heard from other studio owners, that it takes forever and there's long lines for the parents, and like the parents want to celebrate. It's meant to be an exciting, fun day. So I love the idea of doing like that after party. So I presume it just means that you kind of let everyone check out slowly a little bit as well, and then kind of have that, you allow that time and make it important.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's a good one, where all the parents say they're in the party room, and then they can leave whenever. Like if they've got the parents that want to leave quick, they can just grab their goodie bag straight away.
But the best thing is most of the kids don't want to leave.
I don't want to leave, Mom.
They're like, no, I want to stay. So it also works really well for us.
Absolutely. That's so cute. I love that idea. I haven't heard of anyone kind of doing it like that. It's such an interesting kind of different idea, but it's so, we talk about our concerts being memorable and like creating these lasting memories, and you want to make sure every child has a great time and feels celebrated. I love that, you're giving the child, let's say there's the kid that doesn't dance, because we all have one of those kids that for some reason freaks out, doesn't really dance. You're then giving them other chances to have a great day regardless. Like they're then, you know, they've got the finale, they've got the red carpet, but then even if not, they've got this party room. So they feel like they've had this awesome time regardless of what happened on stage, and the parents can see value in that.
Yeah, totally. And I think also we do have some students who are really nervous to get on stage. And so we will say, if you feel they're not ready, like we'll always say, you know, bring them along. If they don't go on stage, we're just really honest with them of how we're going to approach that as teachers. But yeah, if they don't go on stage, we always invite them to the after party, because they can still be with their team. They can still feel a part of it. And hopefully they've seen it and they've seen that it's not daunting or scary, and then they'll participate in the next one. So that's kind of how
clever. So clever. Oh my God, the after party thing, that is like absolute game changer. Like, is there anything else that you guys do that really like creates the magic? Anything that we forgot to touch on before we kind of finish up? You know, it's so hard because you've told us so many amazing things, but you know, I know that you guys are so big on empowering the kids. Is it, I suppose the one thing we didn't talk about was like the teacher vibe.
Yeah.
Because that plays so much into it. Stressed dance teachers that are like, oh my God, your hair's not right. That doesn't make for a great memorable experience for it. So do you guys work with your staff on that?
Yeah, we do. We do a lot. They know the vibe at our studio, and they know the expectation definitely of what we want. Like the other day, a preschooler parent came up to us and I was so happy. They gave us the best compliment. She was like, I just want you to know, she's only been with us for 2 weeks, every single person in your team has treated me exactly the same. Like everyone's like on the same level. And I was like, there's honestly no better like compliment for us. So definitely a lot of training on keeping that light, fun energy. Like it's not that serious. It's dance. Like if
it's not brain surgery.
if they get something wrong, like who cares? It doesn't matter as long as they've had a great experience. And for us, more than anything, more than the dancing, it has to be a great experience from the moment they walk into the door till they go out. And so I tell you to my team, you are on show 24/7. We are doing a show right now.
Absolutely. You're all performing. Yeah.
Like just whatever you have to do to make that child's experience amazing is what we're doing.
I think as studio owners, it's like, you know, we want the best, like for the concert, where we have to have catch ups with our team once a week until concert. So from term starts, we meet once a week, just to go over the same thing, whatever is happening at the concert, just to keep us on track. So everyone's.
But I think that saying that clarity is kindness. So don't just say to your team, have this attitude. It's like, no, you need to be really clear with them about what you need from them and give them examples and paint a picture for them. And what about if a preschooler wets their pants? Or do you have something like how are they meant to deal with that? And the situation we had last year, which I was not prepared for, was a child like vomited just before she went on. And we had someone trialing like to be a part of our team, and she completely freaked out. And so just little things like that, like are your team equipped in those situations? Do they know where the spare pants are held? Can they get onto it straight away? Because if we're not educating them on that or telling them what we need, we can't expect them to read our minds and just be like, oh, just do what Chantelle would do what Samson would do. Like we need to give them that clarity there.
Absolutely. I love that so much. I love that you said that you meet with them weekly, because I think sometimes we just presume that our teachers get it. And they don't always. Some of them, you know, might be new to working with children. Some of them might just have had a different upbringing or just have a different mindset to us, right? And it's your studio and you need to be training them on how you want to present it. Obviously, leading by example goes a big way, and modeling that behavior. But yeah, I love that. And I did the exact same thing. As we talk out specific situations. Like, what do you do in this situation? What do you do in this situation? And how would I handle that? Like I was showing like the videos that I show back of like past concerts. Yes, that's a great way to handle it. I would have done this a little bit differently. This is but it's about that training, right? Because that's so important for our team.
And one thing is if you're thinking, what do we do weekly? Sometimes we just repeat the thing we did the last week.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just want them to be so clear on what their jobs are on the day that they can, just like choreography, spit it out to you. And you know, when you go there on the day, they really just understand exactly what has to be done, where they're going, like who they're dealing with. So just drilling it really.
I think
Absolutely.
with Shan, how Shan works is that everyone has a role. So then in our meetings, I feel like we're going to start this in the next 2 weeks, but in our meetings, everyone has to prepare. It's kind of like a speech. So everyone has to remember what they're actually doing from the start of the day to the end of the day, and then making sure that they kind of understand every step.
Yeah, that's so important. I love that so much. Oh my God, so many great takeaways from that. I hope everyone got so much value. Thank you so much for sharing what you guys do at Preschool Concerts. It was an absolute blast to have you guys.
Oh, thank you so much for having us. This was fun.
Super fun. We're going to keep going in our series. Join us next week. Chantelle and Samson are going to share some other great preschool tips that they have for you. We cannot wait to see you on the podcast next week. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See you.